Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, I'm going to be showing you guys probably the weirdest mission in the entire game. Alright, so in order to start this, you're going to need to be in the epilogue, and you're going to need to look for the stranger mission, the American Inferno Burnt Out. Now, this is located in Tall Trees, West Elizabeth, west of Blackwater, and south of Strawberry. And you're going to look for this guy who is sitting on the edge of a cliff, and his name is Evelyn Miller, who apparently is a famous author in the Red Dead Redemption universe, and even former members of the gang used to actually read his books. So take a listen to this cutscene right here.
What a view.
You know, this landscape, these views, this America, it holds us tight. And once we've seen it, we'll never know ignorance again.
Maybe.
It is that beauty, which really is the eternal beauty that is truth. This is God. Not the proof, but the thing. Not his work, but him. Wonderment is our morphine, I suppose. All us Americans dream of places. They are our God. Our dreams. Us, perhaps.
I suppose.
Forgive my crude naivete, but are you a cowboy, sir?
Not really. Kind of.
I am that most worthless of all creatures. A writer. A second guesser of our creator. A dreamer of others' dreams.
Okay.
Evelyn Miller.
Evelyn Miller? A man I knew. He was a great lover of your books.
Thank you. But you're not?
Most went a little over my head, I'm afraid, but some of the bits he read stuck with me.
I'm a terrible fraud, sir. Your friend was deceived. I am God's blithe plaything. And what a feeble game he has begun in me.
My mentor never saw things quite like that.
You know, I used to write in a study and teach at a university. I taught some Connecticut fops how best to appreciate their topiary. I was a gilded ape. I loathed the man I was. The man I am.
Guess we all live with certain ways of coping with what we've done in this life.
I enjoyed our conversation. There's a truth in you, sir, a rare truth. Treasure it. I'm living in a cabin over near Tanner's Reach. Come by sometime. Maybe we might talk some more.
Maybe I shall.
Good day.
So that former member he was talking about was Dutch. So that's kind of interesting right there. He tells you to actually revisit his cabin a couple of days later. And if we go revisit his cabin, which is close to Manzanita Post, we end up getting another cutscene where they actually have a second conversation together.
My, the reticent cowboy.
Hello?
You never told me your name.
Jim. John Marston.
Which?
John Marston. Long story.
I'm a writer. I love stories.
Another time. Guess I'm as big a fraud as you claim to be.
I'm trying, John. My wife didn't understand. Doesn't understand. The parish priest has taken to writing me missives about the exact nature of my sins. The parish priest! Can you imagine? Oh, what a petty-minded lot they are. I was attracted by my fraudulent fame, by the idea of me as some kind of provincial seer. It makes me sick. But here, I live like a man. I'm feeble, but alive. I'm a man! For the first time in my life, I'm a man.
Okay.
Or, I'm still a coward, but a real man would happily die rather than live as I do.
I don't know about that. We're all scared of something. Something within us.
But me, I'm nothing but fear. Fear and doubt and lies. Just a glimpse of how other men have coped and lived and survived and flourished. There are days when I sit here and weep about all the things that I've lost. We've lost. We true Americans, we peasants. We are killing this place, John Marston.
Killing what?
This great beauty, this truth.
What are you talking about?
Come. Let me show you.
Where are we headed?
Prepare to be shocked.
So don't worry, I am just as confused as you guys right now probably are with this character. I mean, he's got the weird sideburns and he's a writer who doesn't seem to believe in what he writes in, or I really don't know. And basically he gets upset at the fact that people in the woods are like leaving animals, they're burning bridges and, polluting rivers. So essentially he starts a fight with a bunch of people in the wilderness, hunters that you ultimately have to save his life for. And once you do that, you will trigger another cutscene where he talks about what exactly just happened.
That was clarity, John. This place, this is heaven and hell. The duality.
I think you got hit on the head. Come on, let's get you out of here before more of them show up.
But
I think we've made our point. Now, come on, let's go.
So once again, that was pretty strange. He just sort of rides off and that's it. You don't really get any further explanation. Now, if you let a couple more days go by, you can actually go back to his cabin where he will explain to you something weird that he's doing.
Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, you about?
Hello, sir. I'm working, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm desperately trying to finish my book. It's absolute tripe, but it's all I've got left.
Well,
I'm not eating, drinking liquor, or leaving this cabin until this draft is complete.
Okay.
I feel amazing! Aside from the doubt and self-loathing, but I've seen a great beauty, John.
Okay. You take care of yourself. Get yourself something to eat.
I can't fight my own nature. None of us can.
So it looks like Mr. Miller is writing another new book, but this time he is choosing not to eat, drink, or consume liquor until his book is completed. And it is your task as John to essentially keep Evelyn Miller alive. And basically what you have to do is just put food at his door every 24 hours. Now, I had to do this 3 times before it would trigger the next sequence. So if you feel like the mission is not progressing for you, you might just have to sleep a couple of days. You might need to end up bringing him more food. This will happen 2 to 3 times depending on how long you've ultimately waited. Then, once you've brought him food, it will trigger one more cutscene where John is supposed to bring food to Evelyn Miller's cabin, but something strange happens instead.
I brought you some food, Mr. Miller. What's that smell? Mr. Miller! Oh, shit. Crazy bastard.
when I'm done, just burn me. I want to soar in the air with the eagles, not rot in the ground with the worms.
Evelyn Miller.
So once again, I don't know exactly what has happened here, but Evelyn Miller is dead. I don't know if he worked himself to death. I don't know if he took his own life. I'm really not too sure, but he made one very, very strange request at the end of this entire thing, and that is he'd like to be burned. He didn't want to be buried, so that's exactly what we have to do. We actually have to burn his cabin. Now, before you do that, you might want to grab the platinum pocket watch on his desk. That can actually be sold for a good bit of money, if you bring it to a fence, or you can keep it if you want, but you light the curtains on fire, and you are tasked to leave the cabin. Now from there, you can actually watch the cabin disintegrate. It will take a little bit to completely fold in and of itself, and it actually burns for quite a while, and I figured at this point we might as well take a look at his book, and his book is called America by Evelyn Miller, and this apparently is chapter 8. And it is to even consider America as an ideal, a place, an integer, is to constrain it with the ideas of the European. I am a European, or at least of European descent. I am a writer, People used to pay me to think, or perhaps not to think, but to pretend to think in the correct manner. I worked at a university, those god-awful places where we send our best and brightest to boil themselves and prevent too many original thoughts emerging. I ran away. I ran mostly because I'm a terrible coward, but also in part because I was searching for something in this way. I was both vain and a coward. Maybe I should have never left the university. Here I am, deep in the wilderness, living like a half-cooked hermit, like a truly sightless seer, and still I search, and still I do not quite find. Now, if you guys want to read the rest, I'll actually leave it on the screen for a little bit. I do scroll through the entire bit, but it is like a tough read. It kind of reminded me of my days at school and university of my own trying to read stuff like that. And I'm just sort of confused in general with this entire quest line. So there's a couple things we know. Number one, Evelyn Miller is a famous author, book writer in the Red Dead Redemption series, lore, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Apparently he wasn't happy with his life, decided to write a book, or at least a chapter of this book, and then either suddenly died, took his own life. We really don't know. And his one final request was just to be burned in his cabin. It's really quite strange. I'm not too sure what to make of this entire sort of stranger ensemble. Now, I did want to confirm, could you go back to the cabin? Now, I did want to confirm, like, what would happen if you went back to the cabin? Would you find his ghost? Would you find more people trying to live there? Could you go back inside and research the cabin? And the answer is not really. I mean, the fire has been put out, but it doesn't allow you to go inside. You can't climb through any of the windows or anything like that. So I think that right there really officially solves this mystery, and that it's just one of the weirdest quest lines in the entire game. And Rockstar sort of makes you wait till the end of the epilogue in order to complete this journey. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Have you completed this mission yet in Red Dead Redemption 2? If so, maybe you can give us some better insight on what the mission itself means and what we actually witnessed here. That'd be awesome. So let us know in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next video.